Hey, what's up YouTubers? It's Matty here again, and today I thought I'd bring you a first impression video, and this is literally a first impression video. I've got a new decant in today. Shout out to my man Mr. D Phillips of UK Groups. Hooked me up with a nice little decant. Basically this is a scent I've been thinking about trying for a while. There's obviously a lot of buzz on it originally, being the first scent from a YouTuber. It's none other than Jeremy's Office for Men. And I've got a decant here to try. Read plenty of reviews of this one, ranging from obviously it's great, unsurprisingly a lot of the other reviewers thought it was great, or good at least. Some people junked it, thought it was trash, generic, Sauvage-like, just uninspired. So I'm going to see what I think about it. Obviously I've smelt the scents that's similar to Aventus, we all know about, smelt plenty of Aventus in my time. Sauvage, not really a big fan of Sauvage and the more like unboxing scents that don't have that much to my nose fruit. That's why Aventus for me is like a winner, because it's a lot more fruity. You get a lot more of the apple along with the bergamot. This one's intrigued me because I've had people say that actually it's got a nice fruitiness to it. So really the fruitiness I think is going to, it's going to kind of, it's going to dictate whether I like it or not, whether it's fruity enough or whether it does just go straight to the unboxing type note. We obviously know the ballpark of what it's going to smell like, genre-wise, but am I going to like it? So my dude hooked me up with a decant, so thanks for that. I thought I'd just go in for 10ml, wasn't too expensive. A lot of people got bottles of this thing by now. It's actually batch number 2. So I don't know if anyone's into their batches of this stuff, but I've got batch number 2. And I can tell you batch number 2 came after batch number 1, but before batch number 3. So there's the lowdown on batch number 2. Whether there's any difference between the batches. Apparently batch number 1 was a beast. Batch number 3 was smoothed out. So I don't know what exactly batch number 2's meant to smell like. Was an improvement on batch number 1? Was batch number 1 any good? Was any of it any good? I'm going to find out. So here we go. Here we go. First impression of this thing. Very, very first impression. So it's going to be totally honest, straight off the bat. Nothing's really going to colour me on this apart from what I kind of incline to with my nose. So here we go. Get my hand actually. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a nice bergamot off the top. But straight away that ambroxan vibe is there. Yeah, straight away it's going into that like almost hairspray ambroxan vibe, which is why I don't like Sauvage. I don't like the bland, like fuzzy ambroxan note too much. It doesn't have too much going on around it. This one smells, yeah, everyone who said this smells very designery was on the money. Yeah, this one smells very designery to me. I'm disappointed, to be honest, straight off the bat. As soon as I opened up I could tell I was just getting the ambroxan and not enough of the bergamot or the other fruit that's supposedly in this. Let's have another go. Go number 2. Yeah, I'd say maybe I like this a bit more than Sauvage, but that's a bit of a low bar for me. Not really big on Sauvage, can't really smell it very much. It's very bland, very average scent. Maybe it's a bit better than Sauvage. Maybe it's a bit smoother than the likes of Mont Blanc Explorer, which is obviously a common Aventus alternative which people are into these days. To me that one's quite harsh, quite yeah, people say it's like a good alternative to Aventus. For me, it's not. It's not got the apple. It's not really got much fruitiness. It's kind of a core. I mean, it's better than Club de Nuit Intense, which is really bad. But yeah, this one. If I was to describe this one off the top, I'm getting a shed load of that ambroxan with slight hairspray type vibe going on. There is a fairly smooth, zesty bergamot in there. And it's well blended, fair play to Alberto Morillas, the master perfumer with no budget limitation. Yeah, I mean, if this what he does with no budget limitation, you know, I guess we know what he does with budget limitation. He does the likes of Acqua di Gio, and it's 50 different flankers he's done in the last few years. But yeah, unfortunately this one, I'm going to have to give this a thumbs down. It's not doing very much for me. I guess at designer prices it would be a reasonable option against the likes of Sauvage or I guess Montblanc Explorer. That they're your kind of alternatives. But yeah, I'm going to give it one more spray. It's quite oily on my skin, so it's definitely seems like it's going to be strong. But I am disappointed. I'm not getting the fruitiness that some people said. Some people said it was like gave you a nice shot of fruit. Yeah, there's a bit of zestiness there. There's a bit of zestiness there to go with the Ambroxan. Someone said it smelled. Someone I know said it smelled like orange juice, like a nice shot of orange juice. I guess it's all right. It's a zesty like Ambroxan thing. Nice bit of zest to it. Unfortunately, it's not doing much for me. If you want to know what my ideal sense of this genre are, obviously Creed's Aventus, the original, and to some extent the best in this genre. It's been copied and duped multiple times with Ambroxan and a fruity thing, or Ambroxan and bergamot. So we know about Aventus. Roger's Elysium is another option to Aventus. Roger's Elysium, a bit more grapefruit, a bit more with the berries, a bit of a different musky thing going on, whereas Aventus goes into the musk. Elysium opens basically with the musk at the top, which is like a unique thing. Love Elysium. This one, no, it's not. Unfortunately, it's going on the disappointment pile. I'm not going to say it's a terrible scent, but relative to what I'm working with and what my favourite scents are, kind of is a terrible scent. So apologies if I offend anyone, Alberto, Jeremy, or whatever, but just my 2 cents on that. I'm not saying it's horrible, but it's certainly, and it's probably going to be people pleasing, but it's certainly not one I would want to wear over Creed Aventus, for example, which I think even if you get the new batch, which there's been a bit of debate whether they've reformulated it in late 2019, and I've smelt like the post-reformulation version, and that was still to me, like, I think it was 19Y11 N, like the reform batch that I smelt, and that was perfectly fine for me still. Might not have been a beast mode Aventus, but there hasn't been a beast mode Aventus for quite a long time now, really, beside the odd batch which seems to be quite potent with like potential to mature. Yeah, this one's got that like soapiness. Yeah, it's not half bad for a bergamot / Ambroxan scent. It's not half bad, I guess. A little bit of soapiness in there. It would be very easy to rock. Probably go nose blind to it, I imagine, if you started to spray a lot around the neck and stuff. But yeah, not too Ambroxan-y for me. Too Ambroxan-y. I mean, Aventus is Ambroxan-y, but Aventus has quite a lot of stuff going on. You've got like the woody note, and then you've got the apple, and there's like a jasmine, sweet kind of vibe to it too, as well as like the sour, the sour kind of kick at the top with the pineapple, whatever they use to like build the pineapple note up with. Yeah, this one's getting a bit more soapy now. It's settling. Yeah, not a bad scent, but like I said, Aventus as an alternative. If you want something sweeter, we know about Cedrat Boys, Mancera. That one's excellent too, especially now we're in the colder weather. Cedrat Boys is a brilliant Aventus alternative. It's a lot more creamy, a lot more syrupy in fact than Aventus, but it has a really nice fruitiness, and the way that kind of merges with the dry down, very people pleasing. It lasts. You can pick up the bottles of that these days real cheap. So Cedrat Boys or Aventus. Montblanc Explorer, unfortunately, I'm not going to recommend that, just because I think it's a bit harsh. I've smelled that on people around me, and you definitely pick up a good sillage, and it's definitely Aventus-y, but it's not a patch on the real deal. Really, you want Aventus type scent, and you don't have to have absolute beast mode. I would say go Aventus. Yeah, it's getting quite soapy actually. Go Aventus. If you can't afford a retail bottle, get a tester, get a decan, get 30ml, 50ml decan. Still pick it up quite reasonably. Yeah, go for Aventus. Office for Men. Sorry, it's gonna have a thumbs down. I did expect it to be a bit nicer than this. I thought it might be the way some people talked about it. I thought it might do something slightly more original than this. This is not. I mean, yeah, I can see kind of what they're going for, but yeah, depending on how you want to smell, I guess. If you just want something that's very, very generic, then it might be a thing. But I mean, hopefully, some of us, you know, are into scents and stuff, are wanting something that's maybe a bit more, you know, unique smelling, or even just pleasing on the nose. I've got better bergamot scents that I can kind of pick out if I'm going to go for something that's heavily in the bergamot direction. You've got the Labo Bergamot 22, and then obviously Aventus and Elysium, but they're all much better alternatives if you ask me. So without further ado, I think that's going to conclude. Just to give my first impression on that. It's an impression that's not going to change, to be honest. I'm not going to be raving about this one down the line, saying it's great. This kind of sense, you know, it's been done, and Aventus really does it really well. The only other one I would say as maybe an alternative to flag up, not Hakivat. If you like Aventus and want something maybe that performs better, not Hakivat, not in a million years. It's disgusting. It's very chemically, very strong, very harsh. But there's one called Orion by who's the house who does Orion? It's some Italian name. Tenziani or something like that. But yeah, there's one called Orion. It's not quite as tangy as Aventus. It's the pineapple note, and it's got apple with it as well. A little bit sweeter the way it goes, but it's very well blended. It even has smokiness to it. It's not quite as like harsh and dirty as the old school Aventus, but the smoky note in it is very well done. It's an X-ray. It lasts. I would pinpoint that one if you want something a bit stronger than the latest batch of Aventus. Orion is a brilliant alternative. Failing that, the others that I mentioned, Elysium, Cedrat Boys, maybe Bergamot 22 if you want a lot of bergamot. But yeah, this one's just getting kind of soapy, and I said hairspray, but shampoo, hairspray, something very synthetic about this one. Not in a disgusting way, but in a way that I'm gonna take a pass. So that's my piece. Peace out, peeps.